Shabbat Shalom. I greet you in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. The symbol you've seen before you was a spider. It's a symbol of the number 8, the goddess of the nations. These are things to come out of. Come out from my people, lest you partake of her plagues. Yeshua left the 99 for the one, which will be you, Israel. It will be us who are grafted in to the house of Israel. Yeshua came to take us out of the world and its system. It's only by the grace and kindness and purpose of our Creator Yahweh Abinu that the name of Inanna has been seen in all the nations. It is by the blood of the Lamb that was slain. I have seen the name of Inanna, goddess of the nations, in the nations, and Israel. Therefore now hear this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and there is none beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I have the loss of children. Yeshayahu 47:8. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Verse 9. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and there is none beside me. Together with these scriptures, read Revelation 17:18, Isaiah 14:14, and chapter 28. In the spiritual layer, this is a picture of Inanna, the goddess of the nations. Inanna was a mother of harlots who leads the prostitutes. She is alone, just as is the Black Widow. They are both lawless. You can see other videos in the channel to help understand. For the city, thy people are called by the name, Daniel 19:19, but that was then until now. Now the very name of Inanna is in your city. It is seen in the nations, in film and media. I pray this data will help you to gain advantage. I testify to the work of Yeshua that has given me this privilege to share from Yahweh, that you see what has once been hidden. Baruch Hashem. I have the data to present, and only the kindness and purpose of our Creator will any of us see or understand. I took note, and we'll discuss later. If I can help, I will help as much as I can. My duty is to warn, to encourage as well, that we understand that our Father, the Creator, is in control of everything. He is the commander of the battle. Here is the Ministry of Defense in Mana, an artificial intelligence corporation. The name Mana and the numbers of 8 and 888 are seen as references to the goddess religion. You may see Mana is Lady Mistress of the house. The Lady of Heaven and Orion, Ministry of Defense. 3 pyramids and one smaller is a picture of the pyramids of Egypt. Lady of Heaven is Mana. This information came from Etymology Online. Mana is said to be a contraction of Madonna as a polite form of address to a woman, Madame Lisa. 1580's Italian title of address to or courtesy equivalent to Madame from 1600s as a noun, an Italian lady. From Italian Madonna, from Old Italian Ma Donna. Italian mi donna, my lady. From ma, my, plus donna is lady. From the Latin domina, lady, mistress of the house. From Latin dominus, house, household. Specifically the Virgin Mary, hence the sense of picture or statue of Virgin Mary attested to in 1640s. The number one enemy of Israel and planet Earth, Orion, the androgynous warrior, the goddess religion of the nations, in the likeness of a female black widow spider. The sun and the moon. These two symbols pictures the black widow, but the female, not the male, but the female. This image is a picture that Yahweh has shown to me that MU, Delta, Omicron, and B2 are COVID-19 variant strains are found in the constellation of Orion. And at that time I was watching the film The Lady of Heaven. He brought that to my attention and showed to me the nail right here is aligned to B2, which is symbolic of Bellatrix. The star name here is Bellatrix. It's the female lion. To the right is a sign that Yahweh gave to me in 2004, which this continues. It's a revelation pointing that all the nations have aligned to the constellation of Orion, and Orion aligns to the hourglass of the Black Widow, a picture of the goddess religion of the nations and the mystery religions. The spirit leading the nations, seen in B2 Bellatrix, the lion, female warrior, Amazon queen. The spirit of the goddess religion has one mind, Revelation 17:13 and verse 17, and matches Orion and the female black widow spider. If you go outside right now, you can see the constellation of Orion that is very, very large, just as is a black widow. They are both very large of their kind. Mona Labs, you can see the counting here, 8, 8, plus equals 8. This is a reference to Iesous, considering the pyramids are here, and Mona, which is the mother, Inanna, Lady of Heaven. Egyptian pyramids with Mona shows Iesous and Orion reference. Most of our films have this reference, and if you think about it and look and see, Elon Musk with Tesla had his SpaceX rockets. He had 2 rockets. One was a match to Mona. It was Artemis, and his other rocket was Orion. And the Matrix film also, and many other films, show the relationship between Orion and Artemis. The very first theater, the Theatron, which is a seeing place, the Greeks portrayed the reenactment of Dionysius, love stories of Orion, his death. Orion, the same as Osiris. So all our filmmaking points to this, reenactments. And so the spirit of the Antichrist has one mind, and you can see their behavior, the thinking in our films, in all the media, by these different signs. I thought it was very impressive that the richest man in the world put Artemis and Orion in space like that. And that's what I see here, the same spirit. The Antichrist spirit uses your logos, your environment to hide in. Much like an Aliens movie, you have a parasite that's stuck to you. And the only solution is the light of Yeshua. It cannot stand the light. It will move around. Here's another reference, another example. 8 here, 8 in here. My interest is not in how or why they are putting information together, but if Yahweh, His Spirit, has led me here, and so I look to see what is He doing and what is He communicating. He's uncovering the goddess of the nations through all of His servants globally. This has been going on for a long time. This is just to add to the understanding that the body Messiah has, that they can remain set apart, and this is for our perfection. The goddess religion, the goddess Inanna, the spirit of the world, and the female black widow spider are in the likeness. A match made by the hands of Yah the Great. It's very important that we come to understand by His revelation that He is the one who does this. Once that understanding comes, then strength belongs to us. Because He is the one who designed this whole thing. They did not design nothing. Look right here, you can see Orion twice, in the pyramids and on the hourglass of the black widow spider. 8 eyes, 8 legs, the shape of 8. Note that the analemas of the sun and the moon also have the figure 8 shape. That way we would know that our Creator is the one who fashioned this. He is the one who has made these things. And now we see that the things in our world are modeled after the things that He had created, including the sun and the moon analemas. The spider is a shiny, fat 8. This is a revelation given to me. So today, some people are lighting the Hanukkah candle. They're lighting the 8. They're putting the 8 above the 7. And this information here will help you to understand as Yah wills. Mana, a lady of heaven reference, and pyramids are both Orion reference, as is the black widow. A revelation began when seeing the hourglass match Orion. The spider and the nations are seen to match this goddess religion of the nations, not Israel, who have joined her by the number 8. The spirit is covered in goodness, in light. It hides from within. Here is a hoard necklace found in Iraq, in Dilbat, Iraq. 1, 2, 3. Each of these have octograms. There's 8, 8, 8. You can see the collection at the museum here at the bottom. The goddess associated with the number 888. There's an inscription that comes with this. You can read later on the museum website. There's more details. There was an inscription let me just finish reading. The 2 discs with granulated rosettes may be symbols of Ishtar, goddess of love and war, represented by the planet Venus. I forget the details, but there's an inscription, I believe it was to Baal. Well, where you see Baal, you'll see Asherah, the male and female counterpart. And that's a picture of the black widow as well. The larger, the lesser, and the greater. It's an androgynous symbol. The plus symbol is a symbol of number 8. This is how they have hidden for all these years. The Knights Templars were not communicating across because they're Christian. They were communicating the number 8 because they were out to destroy the children of Yah, as they are now, and you will see. 8, 8, 8. But the good news is our Master Yeshua had removed that authority. This is authority seen over the nations. The power and authority of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Yeshua our Messiah, wants us under His authority, that we may know the Father. It's by him that all things are possible. All Panagia have octograms showing 888 association to the Goddess religion. On the top of the forehead and one on each shoulder is the octograms. Here is a picture of the brick of Namu, number 7. It reads, Inanna, Lady of the Sky or Queen of Heaven. Down here at the bottom, the 8-pointed star is it's a dingur, and there's a chevron next to it down here. And a revelation came that Yahweh showed to me the yod. I thought, well, what is a yod doing here in the Akkadian Sanskrit, or Akkadian cuneiform script, Sumerian, cuneiform script. Yahweh shows he sends out this name. Here is the name of Inanna. He is the one who is sovereign. As you can see on the brick, he is above the chevron. The very name, the very letter in Hebrew that represents our Creator is above the chevron, and in front of his hand he pushes the 8 out. This is a picture of his sovereignty. I hope this will bless you. Down here I seen this on the other side. It looked like a number 8, but it was a blob of paint, like a circle, and I looked into it later researching, and I found out this is the theta, the Greek letter, and next to it is a V. But in the spirit, Yahweh had led me and says to me, this is the number 8 and this is a V. So I looked at it closer and I found that it was not a number 8, but it was a theta, and theta is the 8th letter. And Yahweh told me, he says, I override all communications. It does not matter what I see in media, how it's portrayed. He has proven time and time again that he is sovereign, and he overrides all communications. If I make a mistake, or somebody else makes a mistake, it does not matter. He will override that communication, and he will make it to turn out that way that's pleasing to him according to his purpose. On the forehead, 888. Here is your goddess of the nations, and here is the name of Inanna. This is to be discovered as we go along. Here is the influence, and this is what I want to point out, is the influence of the Goddess religion by these numbers. Free speech costs $8 a month because the 8 is a number that people of the Goddess religion, the acolytes, use that to make a covenant with their goddess. There are 8 feasts in the wheel of the year, but for Israel there are 7. The wings on the bird is just like our cross, 2, 4, 6, 8. And $44 million were paid to own this here. And 44 is a prophetic number as well. My brothers out there have shared for years. I've been seeing them share reports on all the numbers. So there's people who will watch this will understand some of the symbolism more than others. Romans 13:1, but there is but one power, that is of Yahweh. This is the handiwork of Yah the Great. One ring to rule them all. All the nations are joined by this number here. But Yahweh has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And Yahweh has chosen the weak things of the world to confound things which are mighty. The scripture here I put here because of the one ring to rule them all. I have found that our Father the Creator is using our films to take control of them and to use that foolishness against us, or against the world rather, who has rejected him. I've seen this in Star Wars, I've seen it in Matrix and other films. And right now, Elon Musk is making the shiny machines. It's a very dangerous weapon that could be made. Anybody who is an acolyte of the goddess religion are forming an army against us, against the house of Israel. Everybody's getting ready for that great day. The spiritless world and the goddess religion led by Lucifer have joined by the number 8. Here is your main front page. 8, hashtag 8. You've seen that in Doctor Strange. That was very in your face, right there in your face. But our Father does it so that we can have things to refer to and see the spiritless world. Another 8. These are not by chance. These are all lined up together. So the 3 8s are just simply the presence of the goddess religion. Everybody has their beliefs, and whatever you believe in, you will represent. But what troubled me is when I seen the name of Inanna on the Ministry of Defense. First, I seen the signs of 888. I seen Mana, and Mana is an artificial intelligence company, and they're partnering with Israel. You know, that's their business, what they do. But my duty is to warn, as Yahweh has led me to do. So I noticed I noticed the new and the old logos. I actually was revealed to me by our Creator that these are idols that have been used in our planet since ancient times. First seen with the megalithic structures in Easter Island. All throughout the world, we have these figurines with large eyes. Today, people will communicate the same thing with an owl, because owls have big, large eyes. This is way beyond any of us humans. This is the truth that belongs to Yahweh, and we don't understand unless He shows. And so I got glimpses of what He's showing to me. Idols. For some reason, they're communicating this pattern here. And He shows to me that this is synonymous with the number 8. So that's the angle I'm coming here. The V, the chevron, is a primary goddess symbol, as is the number 8. So here's our number 8 and the letter V. And the V is separate. The V is completely set apart from these two letters, G-O. I'm not interested about their style or their motives, but Yahweh shows to me these two are set apart, and these two are grouped together as V and 8. Now here's the brick. This is the brick of Ur, number 7. Brick of Ur Namu, number 7 from the British Museum. It reads the name Inanna, Lady of the Skies, Lady of Heaven, Lady of the Skies. Yahweh has revealed it by this brick of Ur. Here is a chevron, and here is the 8. The primary goddess symbol 8 and chevron are seen throughout the world, standing alone by themselves. I have more data has been given to me on this number than any other content that I have. So as y'all wills, I'll share that data on the number. The ministry given is called I on 8. And that purpose is that Yahweh will lead me to where He wants me to see how this number is being used, for good or for bad. I want to make a note on the number 8 before continuous, that we know in scriptures that 8 refers to heavenly things beyond earth. but it also refers to things in the earth. The eighth word in our Torah is in fact earth. And so just take note that the Queen of Heaven fits the number 8 because 8 is beyond earth, heavenly things. So this number prophetically fits with the Inanna, Queen of Heaven, to show Yahweh's sovereignty. You can read more in Jeremiah 7 and 44 mentions the Queen of Heaven. So this is the brick of Ur. And by this brick, Yahweh has given to me to share. Of course, it's available for all to see. There's many people who have looked into the name of Inanna. But by the Spirit, our Father has given me countless examples on places this name is being used and placed. Here's the name. As I mentioned, the primary God symbols 8 and V appear together all around the world. See that together they are in the name of Inanna, 8 and V. It's an interesting note to see and to understand that the dingur is also an androgynous symbol because it represents Anu, and it also represents Inanna, the male and female deities. It's a generic, or not generic, but I've seen it to be used to represent a male or female deity. Look below here, we have the same pattern used by somebody else. But it's an X with 3 dots. The 3 dots is synonymous with the triangle, a pyramid. The cross is symbol, and number 8. So this will be 8 and V. It's because the spirit of the Antichrist has one mind, just as the house of Yahweh, the house of Israel, those who are set apart by His Spirit, has one mind as well. Your city and all the cities are being called on by Yahweh to repent and to understand that all the world has been taken over by the Spirit. The spider ate the world, but not the house of Israel. 8 is a larger number than 7, but 7 will overcome what's larger. That's the promise to Israel. Global leaders are using the symbol here, 8 and V shape. This comes in many forms, or a couple forms, like this, or sometimes as the 8, a larger circle and smaller circle. 8 plus 3 is 11. The name of Inanna connects to judgment with the number 11, seen with global leaders. Here's a V shape beaded with 3 rows of beads, symbol of 3. Right here is 3. It has some of the God's religion will wear a V shape on the neck, particularly a red chevron in the neck. But here, these beads, not just by the shape, but also by the row of beads, confirms that they are communicating the name of Inanna by 3 and by the 8. These octograms together is 88. Seen with all the globalists. Here's a picture on the left of a goat head. I had mentioned in the Hanukkah video on my YouTube channel, this brother had pointed out something going on strange in the White House, and he pointed this out. If you can see right here is the letter M as well. So one thing characteristic is this spirit has a way to communicate using multiple symbols, or communicate multiple meanings and symbols in one picture. Here's 8V again. So we have the White House, we have also Israel and the Queen of England, and then we have Rome. So here they are all in agreement. That's what I see. Inanna, the mother of harlots, and the widow join to and lead in the nations, and now in Israel. Be on guard and repent. All the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. It should be noted that we're not trying to call out one city, at least I'm not pointing out one city or one nation as Babylon, but the spirit right here, it's a spirit that's over the nations. And the spirit in this image of the spider is a picture of the physical world and how it operates by the octograms, its symbolism. It's a pleasurable, sensual spirit. There's a lot of symbolism that our Father has been kind to show as a demonstration of His power and of His might, because it's not possible for us to even keep up with what He is trying to share. I tried that for many years, and I realized that was just pride for me to think that I could understand and keep up with what He's sharing. Here's your number 8. The Hebrew number 8 and the word fat and rich are connected together. So if you go to Strong's Concordance, if you go to your Strong's Concordance and look up the Hebrew letters or numbers H8080, you will see that's the word for fat, and 8081 for oil and fat. And then if you keep looking, as I showed earlier in the slide earlier, that the spider is a fat number 8. The merchants of Inanna are seen with her name on them. Here are some examples. Take note that if it's all up to our Father, the Creator, what is shared, and He does the work. So as He's prepared me for this, it's up to Him how much is shared. But the main thing is that my hope is that the listener will know that our Creator is the one who's doing these works. And there's other files that will complement this to show more examples where this name has been placed. That means we come out of that. The powers of Yahweh are seen given to us. This example of Inanna in Wonder Woman 1984 film. Here is Inanna and Lucifer are connected together. I've seen this pattern before. I had heard teachers mention Lucifer and Inanna together, but I did not understand and did not keep up or follow. And here Yahweh shows a connection. You'll see in a couple more examples. The Strong's number of 1984 is Halah. The root of the word used for Lucifer, 1966, Hillel. The number 8 and Inanna is being connected to Lucifer in the Wonder Woman film, 1984, with the goddess Diana. So this is a great example because all the ones to follow will be in agreement, and this is the same image you see on the brick of Ur as 8 and V. To the right, 8 and V. For Christmas, 8 and a chevron V. I wanted to make a note that as I had seen this site, I started to say in my mind, this is a fake Christian website. I don't know the truth about that, but as I started looking, I was like, this is not a Christian website. Not with the name of Inanna on it. Now, that could be just an advertisement, but it does not matter. If it's just an advertisement, that means this Christian organization needs to hear these words and receive this data so that they will not partnership with Inanna, with the goddess of the nations. Everything is for our perfection. Now this, I need to hold this pose right here and let the viewer look at this and take your time. The United Nations, they have a meditation chamber, and this is a painting that's on their wall. Here is a reference with Lucifer and Inanna. By the grace of Yahweh and the power of the blood of the Lamb, that Yahweh reveals these matters. Jesus Christ, Yeshua our Messiah, is not a myth. This piece of data right here, it should cause people to question how this came about. My answer to any is that Jesus Christ is not a myth. Yeshua, our Messiah, is not a myth. And I trusted in Him that He had died for me in 1997. And since that time, He has not left me alone. He has continued to reveal Himself in His works. And these are His works. That by the blood of the Lamb, He has revealed the name of Inanna in the United Nations meditation room. Here is Lucius Trust, who has had relationships with them. It used to be called Lucifer Trust. There are 8 ends, including these 2 that are closed off. I counted here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I almost skipped this because I've seen these 2 connected. But I could disregard this image. There's plenty more within the organization. Obviously, they're Luciferians. They are acolytes of the goddess religion. Here is a sigil of Lucifer, and it has 8 ends and a chevron. You count the ends that are opened and exposed. There are 8 ends and the chevron. So here, 2 times Lucifer is associated with the name of Inanna. Right here, Lucis Trust, the name Inanna, and with Lucifer. The sigil of Lucifer and Inanna, and the previous image you've seen with Wonder Woman on the forehead, also Inanna. Here's an image that's there's a tragic incident where it's a gay club where 5 people were killed. May Yah bless their souls. It's their leader. It boils down to the leader. Who is your leader? We have to have Yahshua as our leader, or Yahweh as our leader by Yahshua. We can't be leading ourselves because this kind of stuff happens. This goddess religion is a picture of this black widow spider. It's a picture of sin nature as well, to be discovered by each of us. You can see the pattern here is like this large circle and a small circle. That's not a letter Q, but the Omicron symbol. I don't want to give Omicron no credit. I give Yahweh credit because this is in the constellations of Orion. Our Father made these symbols and they all are in agreement. the sun and the moon, the male and the female. They are together as one, a female black widow spider, a symbol of androgyny. And this club had trans people, and I've heard, I'm not sure on the accuracy of the story, but I had heard some videos that there was one person who did the shooting was a trans person. Regardless, if you go to this club, you're in agreement with the whole thing, with the God's religion, if you know it or not. That's what I mean about your leadership. We see the same thing in the Panagias. Right here is a large circle and a small circle. God, Yahweh, was never born, and the 8th day Holy Sunday goddess Inanna as Jesus in the churches where her name is seen. See Hillsong below. To the left here is a Kali Yantra with the 8 and the V. Right in the middle is a chevron, and there's an 8 pointed flower behind it. My testimony is I was a Tibetan Buddhist, and that's how I had pulled this image up, because I was taken back to my testimony by Yahweh, and as I look back at my testimony, I've seen all kinds of God's images, and He reminds me what He had delivered me from. And the Buddhist culture, Buddhist religion, is a swastika religion because of the number 8. So the Eightfold Path, it's a noble path, but it's lacking the leadership of our Messiah. Each person will have to discover. This is a video. This is actually a live webcam above the White House. So right above the White House, it looked like an image like the Black Widow, a large circle and a smaller circle. And as you see the airplane is going to approach the object. Here it goes right now, right in front of it, you see. And so if the image is some kind of a blur on the lens, I can't tell that, but I had to show that our Father is revealing this to me as I go along and share the data. So to me, that's support data. He is supporting all the words He has written into me for many years to complement His message. It's a symbol of androgyny. Orion, the androgynous hunter. Because Orion is portrayed as a female hunter and sometimes as a male hunter. That's just because the spirit of the world. That's just my view on it. I'll wait for Yahweh to reveal more to us. There's people who understand more details about the hunter. I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing, and Yahweh showed to me that Orion is an androgynous symbol of male and female hunter. The sun and the moon shape are like the female black widow spider, the number 8 in Analimas, in the hourglass, or not hourglass, but the figure 8. The figure 8 is made by the sun and the moon, Analimas, and the obelisk you see to the left. The obelisk is symbolic of the number 8, and it's a sun worship tool. You can see the sun and Analimas, the sun, the obelisks are used to follow the sun with. And I had read in some history texts that Rome had taken 11 of them out of Egypt and spread them all across the world. So my view is the Roman Empire had spread these out to show and to mark their territory. So the or the obelisk is a symbol of sun worship, and so is the large circle here. The large circle is a symbol of the sun, and the smaller one is the moon. These symbols are in all the religions. As a Tibetan Buddhist, the Thangka paintings had the sun and the moon symbols in them, and that's a main teaching is of the sun and the moon. Here's another picture that Yahweh has given to me to support the work. I'm not sure where to start. This image here is seen here. So I want you to focus on the left hand side. Here is the symbol here, and it's in there twice. And then on the, but also take note to the hourglass, there's 3 of them. And to the right are symbols that are exactly the same seen in Paleolithic goddess symbols. You'll see in the next slide. Many other symbols match the goddess symbolism seen in Maria Gambuta's Language of the Goddess book. Symbols are pointing to the number 8. Here are the symbols on the left hand side. These are the ones that stand out. I don't have no understanding about these symbols here. Some are generic, have other meanings, but for the purpose of the work that I've been prepared for, these are the symbols that are relevant. These 2 of these, the shape of 88, 3 hourglasses are 3/8. You have 2 crosses here, 88, and this is not the only film, believe that. In the media, it's the spirit of the world that's have joined the goddess religion. This here is a cult symbol. It's a letter M to the goddess religion, and to others it's ambiguous to the Basmalah and the letter for Allah. The Basmalah is has this shape here, and the Omega lowercase has that shape too, and the value of 800. So I don't know anybody's intentions, of course. I just see what's out here, and these are some of the applications of the goddess religion as well as for Allah. So if you want to get in God mode and put a symbol to represent the God, you can put this symbol here, like the Dingur. It can mean a male deity or a female deity. A-list actor films, major films, show the same spirit of the goddess religion, like a female black widow spider. Here are some of the symbols from the Language of the Goddess text. Take note, the symbol here. It's an ancient symbol. This is Paleolithic era. This is from Figure 17 in her book. And here it's similar to the DNA helix or the Egyptian wick. There's lots of similarities in symbols, but the M in this symbol here are ones that stand out. Water symbols, the waves, also a goddess symbol. Now this here image is what Yahweh had given to me, the one in the red square. This also is his way of supporting the words that he has given to me to share. I have no doubts that the Black Panther movie had put the exact same image from the Paleolithic goddess era. So take a look at the image and examine for yourself. This image here was a pattern used for a stamp or a seal. And so in the spirit, Yahweh is showing to me that the goddess religion, they are sealed by the number 8. And this right here, this is a cross pattern, the 4 directions that is used to communicate the number 8. I don't know about the time then, but today it is, and this is what he's revealed to me. So we have the same pattern that's used by the goddess religion that's in the Black Panther film. It's exactly the same. This image here on the left is a little bit more accurate. I turned it around to try to match it up, but there's no need really, because they belong to the same. They belong to the same mind. That's from Figure 20 in Maria Gambuta's book, Language of the Goddess. See, the Spirit of Yah has put this in the world. The cross shape is the number 8. Here is the bottom of a stamp. This Antichrist has one mind. Paleolithic goddess religion uses the number 8, as we see in the media, films, and even in commerce and in government. Here's an example: 8 octograms, 88, and 888. Included in the feast. A covenant symbol, even a seal. The goddess religion is sealed by the number 8, the house of Israel by the number 7. These images are also from Maria Gambuta's textbook. You can go to archive.org and search and actually read this and see. She gives this image, she says that this image is a bird goddess. The goddess religion is manifest throughout the whole world in many forms. But just take note, these stamps are just exactly like the ones used in Black Panther film. Now back to the symbol of the sun and the moon. The Dark Tower also shows these images. The young boy had a dream about the symbol, which it led him to go through a portal. And I don't think much about the portal stuff, but my work that's given to me by our Father is the number 8. And so here is the body of the Black Widow, the symbol of androgyny. And here is a ring from Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. You have the sun and the moon, a larger circle and a smaller circle. The sun and the moon are symbols of androgyny, ambiguous to the number 8 in the Black Widow. And you can see that here in the Zoroastrian image, a small circle and the larger circle. The Spirit has one mind. There's no questions, no doubts, and I hope that the reader will see, as Yah wills, it's time to see these things. Here is the last example. I blew the image up a little bit bigger to see. If it's real or not doesn't matter. What matters is Yahweh, what Yahweh's doing and saying about these things. But the way of the wicked he turneth upside down. Tekillim, Psalms 146, verse 9. Global leaders are upside down like the female black widow spider, even the goddess religion of the nations. Here is the image Yahweh had showed to me, the constellations of Orion. And I just want to point out that the Omicron was included in the COVID-19 variant strains as as is the chevron, the delta. So Omicron was included in the strain, and that's what I want to focus on, is the symbol, how the symbol has manifested. Yahweh interpreted the COVID-19 variant name seen below, a widow for a widow. Yah has sent it. Each are goddess symbols and seen on vaccine labels and in our media and in the constellation of Orion that the female black widow spider matches to. The interpretation was Mu Delta Omicron. My mother, female serpent goddess, is the black widow. He spelt that out to me. The androgynous symbol of the sun and the moon, the male and female, to match the black widow spider, like the goddess Inanna that leads the nations. So if you look right here, you'll see the chevron with the number 8 on the forehead of Wonder Woman, and you'll see here in the COVID-19 strain as well. And it also appeared on the club Q. I also seen the same name configurations of Inanna on Maria Vineyards. So I know that the the name is equals the number 11, and 11 is the number of judgment. So it looks to me as if our Creator is he's just not pleased with the goddess religion, and that's why that's one of the reasons for COVID was his judgments against the goddess religion of the nations who have turned against him. Trust in the blood and the power of his might. I testify and confess that it is the Spirit of Yahweh who has revealed to me. This Spirit he alone has made, and by and through Yeshua. Yahweh does it all. Isaiah 47 verse 7. 46 verse 7. That's actually wrong. It's Isaiah 45. Sorry, that's a typo. Yeshayahu 45 verse 7. I trusted that he sent his son. I believed, and these words are testimonies of Yahweh and of his greatness. It is only by him that I see these things, that I can share with the body of believers and to all who have ears to hear. This was the time I received a word on the Black Widow, a revelation that began in 2004. After receiving the COVID-19 goddess message, I was told these words: "You are a widow," says Yahweh. More of the work can be found on the YouTube channel Worldwide Widow. Is the thoughts of our Creator can be known by us, and I'm just curious to him about the Freemasons, because they have a widow that they refer to as Iesous, and it looks to me as the COVID virus was judgment against that particular group, which will be our globalists. So it's not the globalists who sent the virus. It's our Father, the Creator, who did this. And I hope to make another video if I can. I'm writing articles to publish on the website, and it's called COVID-19 Goddess, because there's lots of symbolism there that match up with the Black Widow Spider, with the Goddess religion. And so these are his words, and what that means is if this is true, and the viewer understands this to be true, and I understand it to be true, what that means is whatever our Father, the Creator, puts into our world, it will support this first message right here, the first word. You are a widow, says Yahweh. So whatever is to follow after this, it will support the original words that he had given. So if judgments come, it's going to support these words. You are a widow. And here's an interesting picture. I'm going to show you the name of Inanna on a few places. Leslie Nelson. Here on his necklace, 8 and V. So you see our judges in the courthouses and wearing this right here on their neck. Yahweh compares the God's religion led by Lucifer in the spiritless world like a female black widow spider, vampire lore, and later all films use these colors of the spider, and even globalist leaders displaying the chevron and the octograms. Take note that the female black widow has 28 chromosomes and the male has 26. The female is much larger than male. So here are two signs that show this. It is our Father, the Creator, who made this spider as a prophetic word to show the future of our situation, which we're living right now, of the God's religion that is greater than the God religion. They're trying to put into the minds of people that the goddess is greater. And so it's my honor and my life commitment to our Creator and His purpose to do His desire, and the desire He has put into me is information about this black widow spider and the God's religion. Yah the Great has done this, and I see because of the works of Yeshua. Take a look at the shields here. We have a shield and a cross, 8 and V. There's a brother named Spencer Smith on YouTube, and a couple days ago he had a video on the Knights Templar, and he had said that the Luciferians had crept into the church as Knights Templars. I had seen this in the spirit by the octograms and other different signs, particularly the Black Widow, and also with Hitler, who had the positive Christianity. So that's a good example with Hitler and his positive Christianity. It was a godless religion that hated Israel. The number one enemy of Israel was it was formed in an image of Hitler, who had swastikas and crosses, which both of them represent the number 8. And the Crusaders put that on their shields, and it went unnoticed. They were conquering the lands and killing people by the number 8, and had the name of their goddess on the shields, as they do today. So, and look at the vampire colors. They use the vampire colors, the colors of the black widow spider as well. So there's much depth to the revelation of what is a Nazi and what is not. It's very simple, actually. If you are grafted into the nations and have turned against Yahweh, our Creator, these are your leaders, Nazis. In Italian, is the word is nazione, and nazione is nations. The same thing here, Hillsong, plus, and a heart. Plus, and a heart. The plus and the heart, the chevron, together is 8 and V, the name of Inanna. This is in Hillsong, Australia. Look over to the right here. There's a documentary by Spencer Smith on YouTube. You can see the bird wings or angel wings. It forms a chevron, a fat fertility goddess in the church with a dove and a chevron of the goddess religion, boasting authority over the church, blasphemies, claiming to be creator goddess. If there was any time of fulfillment of prophecy, I would say right now would be a good picture of that. And I refer to Antiochus Epiphanes at that time of Maccabees, where the temple is desecrated. And so many horrible things. There's lots of horrible stories there. I've seen with Helen White and the Desire of the Ages in her textbook, how the Seventh-day Adventists uncovered a lot of horrible things that have done in the Roman Catholic Church, and that's history, of course. And the same thing. So this spider, the word spider means to make desolate or to destroy. Samamet is the Hebrew word. Samamet is Strong's H, the number is H 8079, and the number, Strong's number H 8080 is the word for fat. And I want the viewer to hear that Yahweh has given to me that 8080 for a purpose, because there's something to match up with that. I'll save it for later. As a messenger, our Father gives to us many signs, to show that He is the one who's leading this, and so I have to separate what's to share and what to keep for myself, because He will verify His message. Many evangelicals are seen worshiping Inanna, not Yeshua, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, our Messiah. Her name is there and her image. To the right is her image of a goddess, and to the left is her name with a plus in the heart. Twitter, blue check. Here's another example, 8 and V. To the right is an advertisement from Yahoo. It shows the same mind, 8 and V, with a check mark. This is a picture of Vlad the Impaler with 8 on his forehead. The 3 buttons is synonymous with the triangle, the pyramid, the chevron, and the number 3 to make the name of Inanna. Delta 8, 8V. The Black Widow and Orion correlation is what the nations are aligned to and want you to join them by the number 8. 8 plus 1 equals 9. Tet leads the nations. I see the same spirit in Hanukkah menorah. Right here is number 9. Colors, names, numbers, symbolism, they are all in agreement, and that's how you can know that the Antichrist is as if a sign of the harvest. And I'm starting to believe about the sign of the harvest, because the Black Widow is seen in Chile. They have a Chilean Black Widow, and it comes out during harvest time. And the darnel is poisonous. Darnel is the tares, and the tares is poisonous and black, as is the female Black Widow spider is black and poisonous. The spider of the world, the spirit of the world, is led by the goddess religion, like a female Black Widow spider. They're on the waters, the water symbol. The spirit of the world has its leader like a female black widow spider. If you notice to the right, all the nations have the same sign. They're female leaders, or just anybody, but it stands out because Lucifer wants to outshine and stand out in the crowd. Is very loud, colorful, prideful, and so here we have our picture of Lucifer like a black widow spider who is ruling over the nations. The God of the world, the Bible says. The spider sits in king's palaces, Proverbs 30:20. So here is a prophetic picture of the spider in the king's palaces. And the number 7. So this image here of the black and the red, it should not appear with our beloved leader of Israel, Netanyahu, or any of the leaders of Israel. I have seen the signs of leadership, and by the grace and the great mighty power of our Father, in the blood of the Lamb, He has revealed these signs. If you show me 4 fingers, you're communicating the number 8. Yahweh of armies, He is doing it. The spirit of the world has this color red, so it's quite natural. But what's unnatural is this image here. There's no color blue here. The world's narrative has always been led by the goddess religion, like a female black widow spider, the spirit of the world. It's all around us. That's the narrative in our films, in all the media. This is the 3rd image showing this female black widow spider near Israel leaders. That was very peculiar picture to see that. I've never seen the red on the back like that. But this is the way it's presented to Yahweh's servant that I can show to you. Romans 13:1, Yahweh is the ultimate power, and He is the one who dresses the nations and His leaders. He wants His sovereignty to be known, and I'm excited to see that happen. I pray that I do, to see it happen in a great mighty way. We don't put our own clothes on, not without His permission. We can't even breathe without His permission. We don't do nothing without our Creator. And because of His sovereignty, once His sovereignty is known, we will have freedom. Freedom of fear, freedom of control. Because when we're connected to our Creator and know that He is the one who is sovereign, there's no power that can rule over us unless we allow it, unless we give in to them and make a covenant with the wrong leader. Wherefore, if Yahweh so clothes the grass of the fields, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall not He much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? Yahweh, He's our provider. He provides everything, including solutions to these problems we face. I recommend looking at this video called See Global Leaders and Religious Leaders Look Like a Black Widow Spider. Here I show comparisons of the spirit, how it's active in our world. Here's where we're at. Inanna, goddess of the nations. This is our replacement Messiah right here. I'm not saying the replacement Messiah, but that's what we have right now in the world. This is what we're looking at now, and this is what we have over the nations. And here is Tet. So we have 8 verses 7. Our Messiah is the foundation. Number 7. And tonight, some are lighting the 8-branch Hanukkah to replace the 7, to make 8 greater than 7. Our Father, the Creator, wants us to show Him signs. And the sign of Hanukkah is you are joining yourself to the nations. Of course, your heart's desire is to celebrate the revolt, the Jewish revolt against the Roman Empire, who was practicing genocide to abolish the laws of our Creator, and many people died to defend the Torah and to defend the instructions of our Creator, and that's an honorable thing. But to take the number 8 and to replace the 7, this is what is being hidden. That's your danger. And the other danger is to see the chevron right here and think that the Star of David is demonic. The Goddess religion uses the Star of David because of the chevron, because they hide within our symbols and promote misinformation. So the Star of David is separated, and when it is, it makes the female black widow spider that leads the nations, or Nazione. They surround the Star of David on the outside. Mashiach is your foundation stone. Here is the separation of the nations. Now, don't think of this to be absolute, but think of it as a visual aid that our Father has given to us, that He has made in creation to communicate His truth. And right here is our chevron seen on the black widow spider with 8 legs, which is a match to the name of Inanna. And the colors, all in Nazione, share the same colors. The spirit of the world and many churches have joined her. This is the time to come out of this, but we have to see it first. And since the 2 Babylons by Alexander Hyssop, since that time, for the past couple hundred years, we've been warned to come out of Babylon. Yeshua, our Messiah, removed her authority. The Goddess religion, they use 3/8. The Black Widow, 3/8. Calvary Hill, the 3 crosses, 3/8. And in Greek is the 3/8. In 2007, I looked up the word spider in the Strong's Concordance numbers, and Yah spoke in this order. The spider is a shiny, fat 8. Like the number 8, the female black widow spider is fat and the same shape. Same shape. Same as the Analimas and the figure 8, the sun and the moon. Here are the numbers for your reference I mentioned earlier. And as I work on this file, Yahweh reveals that when Nero's name was changed, it hid these 2 references to Lucifer and the spider. The orthogram gods and goddess references were and still are written into their names. Here is Nero's new name: Nero, Claudius, Caesar, Darius, Germatius. And then here's the birth name: Lucius, Domitius, Achin o Barbus. And Yahweh shows to me the what was hidden was Nero's birth name. Lucius, spider, Domitius, Lucius is a reference to Lucifer, Domitius, spider, and Aniel Barbus is the color red. You can see for yourself and see what was hidden. I've not been given no answers on the mark of the beast or who the world leader Antichrist is, but this is a spirit that the work that Yahweh has given to me is of the Antichrist is in the likeness of the black widow spider, and will help us to understand, to identify it, as well as understand and to identify our own sin nature, which is in that likeness. For our perfection, that we know these things. Shema Israel, the shiny fat spider, is the number 8. Here are the Hebrew numbers, or Strong's numbers, 66, H66, H1984. For Lucifer, also a match. I mentioned earlier the the wheat and tares, or darnel, referring to the parable of the wheat and tares. Darnel, like a black widow, is poisonous. Both appear at harvest time. So it's expected to, the more we see, obviously we're getting closer to the return of our Savior. I believe that, well, we have a rapture coming, but then we have the 8th day. The 8th day is a great and terrible day. But before that time, it's expected to see more of the world in the appearance of the black widow spider, by its physical appearance, by its behavior and habits, and its religion of the sun and the moon. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame. For thou shalt forget thy shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood no more. Think about this. To be separated from our Creator, we are like a widow. And that's what happened at the Tower of Babylon. That the world had got separated from our Creator, and at that time became in the likeness of a widow. So whoever is separated from our Creator, I'm not interested in what kind of person that hears this, your religion, your background. No matter how you look at it, there is hope and expectations in His promise found right here in Isaiah 54 verse 4. If something has kept you from believing in the Creator, something has separated you from the Creator, here is a promise for you to not to be ashamed, not to be feared, because our Father the Creator will receive us again, and you will not be a widow no more. That includes the Freemasons, who boast of Iesous and the son of the widow within their religion being like that. So here is our hope, is in the words of our Creator. And here is a picture I took, my old sin nature, a grand design by Yah who loves us. This is a perfect picture of our sin nature, the old hag, because sin nature is in the likeness of this black widow spider, and that's what leads the nations. The God's religion that the world refers to as Luciferians, that it survived within the church. And if you look at this picture, that's what's in your church. You made Sunday your holy day when it's Sabbath. Saturday is your holy day, the seventh day, not Sunday, the eighth day. The Sunday, eighth day is a time to assemble, to come together. But the seventh day is set apart as a sign to Yahweh. The eighth day is a sign you're set apart to this right here, what I'm looking at. The number 8 is larger than the number 7. It's fat and shiny. Bigger, louder, and shiny. And the work that our Father has given to me is, at this stage right now, is just reporting a bunch of data. And to expound on these things more, it's expected that it'll come later as he teaches me on how to share, because how I use the data is important. And at this point, we need to know that we have to be set apart and to honor our Father, the Creator, more than anything else, especially traditions, because this is a season for traditions of men. But the picture we're looking at right now, this picture is the reason for the season of the world, but not of the kingdom of our Father, because the kingdom of our Father is a kingdom of light, and the creature in front of us is black, without light. This is Hayel ben Shachar, in the spiritual layer, a picture to show us the habits and behavior and characteristics of our enemy, the number one enemy of Israel and of planet Earth. May Yah bless you.